Oh, you can keep talking. I was just going live. What is up, guys? No, you do the intro. I'm not doing the intro this time
Hey, what's up,
because
guys?
this is
As you remember,
bullshit.
last fall we did college football pick 'em, and Hunter had the bright idea. Excuse me. Uh, Loser has to do the one chip challenge. Eat the whole thing. Wait 30 minutes before you take a drink of
Oh
anything.
fuck no!
No food.
Fuck no! 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 No!
No
No! No! No!
nothing.
No! 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 I'm taking the fucking intro back. No, because now you're fucking lying. As soon as that thing is down my throat, I'm milk and cheese
No,
and
you
everything.
gotta wait at least 60 seconds. That's
That I know. We'll see. This is
60
my body.
seconds. I'll start the stopwatch.
Mm-mm. I gotta go close this door. Hang on. Never mind. We're live. It's okay. Oh god, why is this? This is not good.
So we're gonna start right off with that. The show
Um,
may or may not end after this, and if it does, we'll kick off. But we plan to talk about um, Dusty May, a little bit about the draft stuff, pro day. What else you got on the agenda?
and then just pretty much, I mean, Michigan conversation. Talk about football, basketball team, and then March Madness going on right now. So talk a little bit about that. I'm gonna kill myself. Not actually, so all you people don't call the fucking police on me
Right.
because I'm not Jesus God. Um, but yeah, I don't want to do this. Can I please pay you some money just not to do this?
No,
Come on, $100. Fucking fine.
$5,000.
Thinking about it. I don't want to. Come on, this is dumb. Here, you happy? I just opened it. This is
This
gonna
is the
suck.
consequences of your actions.
No, this is bad. This is probably the worst thing I've ever. Let's
It's
look at that. That's not even fair.
it's a Dorito, Hunter.
Yeah, that's fucking 10,000 degrees. This is
So
some bullshit. Oh god. I don't know if I'm
so
allergic to capsaicin,
that's the hot stuff in there. You're not.
and I don't know if I'm allergic to peppers because I don't eat them.
You're not. It's not gonna taste. You're not. You're gonna get. You're just gonna get the heat. It's not gonna be like a gross taste or nothing.
I should have. I should have picked something else for that. This was dumb. This is some bullshit, dude.
Well, let me just reiterate that this was 100% your idea.
I fucking know. I didn't think I was gonna lose. Damn it.
Right.
Oh god.
Get your face on camera.
I will. I'm fucking showing you that I'm not doing anything to it.
Oh, I got that.
I can't get this and the face. This is some bullshit. This is the most live viewers we've had in fucking ever. Oh my god.
Now you're just psyching yourself out.
No, I know, and I just fucking opened the. This is not fair at all.
This is my favorite day ever.
I don't think I can do it. That's just from the smell. My stomach's all right.
Don't smell it. Break it in half and shove both pieces in your mouth and chew it down.
Mm.
What's up, Skip? Stick around. He's just
This is
being
some
dramatic
bullshit.
little baby right now.
I'm about to have a panic attack, like no lie.
And you're doing it to yourself. You need to just
I can't though.
cram it in. Becky's come down to watch the fun.
No, this isn't fair. Fuck. Dude, this is tough.
He's psyching
Becky,
himself out.
yeah, I'm psyched out. Okay.
Whole thing, just get it in. No spitting it out. If you throw up, you gotta eat another one.
No, fuck no. That's not how this is gonna work at all. I might fucking spit it out. I can't fucking.
No,
that.
spitting it out.
It doesn't matter if it
it's
happens.
Gotta go down. It don't count. We're gonna come up with something else then.
Okay, and
like a can of whipped cream and a can of sardines or something.
Fuck.
It's a chip. Why is it taking so long?
Get that glove off your hand. No, not yet.
Only to swallow.
Swallow it.
Can you milk to swallow it?
Yep.
Okay, it's down.
Let me see.
It's honestly not as hot as I. Okay, yeah, it is. Oh God, it's getting worse. I gotta get milk.
So the milk's gonna make it a little worse. Actually, it's gonna cool you down, but it's gonna upset your stomach. So don't chug it.
I'm not.
Don't chug it too much.
Oh, bread.
Yeah, we already.
Quit telling me to go. I'm telling you.
I know, Dave. He's got me my stomach weak too. All his fake drama. That was a Dorito he ate. He didn't even eat a hot chip.
Okay, you should just start talking.
Okay.
This is fucking horrible.
It was gonna be great. So Michigan announced the hiring of Dusty May last night. And a little bit of a surprise. Ward Manuel, props off to him. He's gotten a lot of hate for the Bassick situation, and can't think of the hockey coach's name right now. And the handle of Jim Harbaugh. There's a lot of people, me included, that thinks they could have kept him on there. Why's your face red? That's right, Dave. He's gonna be shitting fire for a week. Dude, I'm telling you, slow down on that. It's gonna come up mixed in with that.
That was literally just a sip.
Okay, but I'm just
that
telling
I need
you.
Relief. I don't even just for a second.
I understand. Would now be a good time to tell you that you miscounted the
No, I didn't.
the score and the pick'ems, and you actually won it.
I'm not gonna be able to talk.
You're talking right now.
Not like,
Don't focus on the stuff that's going on in your brain.
I'm trying to get it out of my teeth.
Now it's a mind game.
I'm trying to get it out of my teeth.
Right. Right now it's a mind game. You just gotta overcome it.
Why did it get worse when I swallowed it?
That's how it goes. That's the deal. You eat it, and it's like, oh, this isn't too bad. Then
it wasn't bad at all until I swallowed it.
Oh, I was watching your face for when it hit. I knew when it hit. So, anyways, Dusty May was hired. Great hire. Had some pretty decent success at FAU. Took him to the Final Four 2 years ago. Got bounced in a tough game this year, but he's done a lot with very little. Hunter and I were talking off camera about Shaka Smart. I would have been happy with Shaka Smart. I kind of wanted us to take a shot, and I didn't think it would happen because Michigan's just not the school, but I kind of wanted to take a shot at Pitino. Um, and I think there's a lot of fans that said this too, but I thought
You talking about Rick Pitino?
a phone call to Jay Wright,
Yeah.
the old Villanova coach.
You talking about
What's
Rick
that?
Pitino?
Yeah, what'd I say?
You just said
John
Pitino.
Pitino.
I didn't know if you're talking about the son or the brother
Yeah.
or the dad.
No, nope, the dad, because he's over at St. John's now, right? And he's complaining about resources and facilities and stuff. And we have that stuff. But the thing is, him and Calipari, and there's a couple other guys too, but you can kind of link them together. There's always a trail of stink where those guys go and where they leave, and I'm fine with that, but Michigan's not. And that's okay. But I just think that, and he's winding down his career, but I think that he would have been very successful here, but there would have been some baggage. So this Dusty May, started off as a ball boy for Indiana University and kind of worked his way up. This is only FAU was his first head coaching job. This is his second. Got a wife and 3 kids, and seen a lot of social media posts. They're excited to come here, and I think that's half the battle when you got a guy that's just not chasing a paycheck. It's good to see. Okay, no more drinking for 10 minutes.
That what?
Don't drink for 10 minutes. Let your body do its thing.
I just take a little. Dad, I'm not taking a lot.
So, what's your thoughts on the Dusty May hire,
This
Hunter?
fucking chip's really fucking hot. But anyways, fuck. I don't think talking's helping either. Fuck yeah, no, fuck this. Good hire. Like we talked about, I want before. This sucks. Is Shaka Smart? I wanted him. That was like my main dude. But I think not getting Jay Wright, but god damn it. Was probably a good thing. Because I don't know, because I think he was ready to be done. I'm sorry. I am not even close to being able to stay on topic right now.
So
really, it just depends to me. I think the dudes, had good success at FAU. Water's the way to go. At least to cool it off.
are you sweating?
I'm doing a lot of shit right now. I feel like my throat's closing up.
So my thought about Jay Wright is he kind of got out of it when the NIL portal stuff come on, right? And Pitino always finds a way, and I think he would find a way here. But one of the reasons I would have liked Shaka Smart too, but him and Dusty May kind of fall in the same category to me. Shaka's got a longer track record of proven success, but they both started off small. Me too, Dave. Me too. This is good shit.
This is not good shit.
They both started at small schools, worked their way up, did more than expected with a lot less, right? But they're also younger guys, and I can't. I think Dusty May's 37, I think, and Shaka's got to be like early to mid 40s. But they're both young enough to figure out to be innovative with the NIL and the portal. And it sounds like, there's a lot of rumors out there that the board, the regents gave him assurances that, sorry if you're tuning in just to watch Hunter drink water, but his badge is a little dry today, so he's got to hydrate. Get some ice cubes or something, suck on them.
Oh. Yeah, that'll help me talk. I'll be right back.
So anyways, I think that, a younger coach is going to be, have a better chance at adapting towards, the port. And Nick Saban said it a couple of weeks ago, but you're hearing it more and more is, a big basketball coach said on yesterday or the day before, I think. Anyways, it's basically the first concern from a player now is how much money am I going to get? Not hey, I want to play for your school. Not how much playing time I'm going to get, what position I'm going to play. It's how much money can you give me? And you got that kid from Alabama. I can't think of his name right now. Committed to Iowa, went to Alabama,
Oh,
played there
really?
a year, went up to Iowa, got that NIL bag, was there 53 days, and transferred back to Alabama. And that was purely a money move. And we've seen that with Quinn Ewers at Ohio State a couple
Ohio
years
State.
ago. But yeah, that's just going to happen more and more, and there needs to be some provisions. And there's been a lot of talk about collectively bargaining and everything, and having basically having these guys as employees. And I don't really like that, but I think that's probably the answer right now. That's just another 5 steps closer to pro sports. For their employees, they're going to have contracts. Different guys are going to get different amounts. You get a 5-star guy, he might say, hey, I'll sign a 1-year deal. And if he likes it, he might maybe signs another year or signs the other 3 year. And if he doesn't, he plays 1 year and goes out to the next store. So it's not going to stop it. It's going to slow it down, maybe, but there's it. I love, and most people that love college sports, and college sports is by far my favorite. I love the purity of it, and the amateurism has been gone for a long time. I'm not, excuse me, just that chip's hot. Whew.
Oh,
Better take another drink. The purity's been gone for a long time, and people have been paying players for decades. Bending the rules, breaking the rules,
Oh,
but I just hate to see another step towards college sports. I don't really watch very much professional sports at all. A little bit of hockey. I don't watch the NBA at all. I didn't watch the NFL for 5 or 6 years. The Lions this year kind of got me back into it. And you can't blame guys, right? But it becomes an individual thing when you're playing for a contract, right? Especially if you're in a contract year on a rookie contract. And I think that it's going to take away from the game.
And that's the thing is, these ice cubes are fucking wonderful. But that's the thing is that God damn it, not we. God damn it, don't touch your face, dummy. I can't focus. Holy fuck. You're gonna, like you said, you're gonna end up seeing teams. That's where, like with Ohio State, they spent all that money on players. Well, you're gonna have quarterbacks who are gonna be fighting over fucking people because they're making more money than me, and I want more money, more money, more money. But we'll see. Hopefully, the NCAA reins this shit in. This is Dad, it's been like 18 minutes, and this shit's still fucking.
So I will say this: you've handled it, and you were dramatic, right? But you've handled this a lot better than what I expected. I expected it was going to be a lot worse than this.
I'm on the down come now, but fuck, I'm almost able to talk consistently without it like starting to feel like my throat's closing up for how hot it is.
Show your little toolkit. Show your little toolkit there to the side.
Oh, I have a fucking whole entire toolkit. Ice,
bread, cheese, milk.
Oh, the bread's on the ground, but I couldn't even eat that. Let's talk about March Madness, and then we'll get into where I can talk about Michigan a little bit more. Can we talk about March Madness and shit? So I mean, we ain't seen very many. This sucks, dude. We ain't seen very many teams this year be able to. This fucking sucks. We ain't seen the upsets that we've seen this year. This coming into the first weekend ends today, so I mean, there's still some chances maybe today, but I think usually you see a lot of 5-12 upsets, 11, 11-6 was probably the biggest ones we've had this year. Other than really the Oakland Kentucky game was the only like really big like holy shit this just happened.
Yeah, and man, they should have beat NC State last night, but they didn't.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I was at the drag strip, but I didn't know it was close. And I mean, I don't know if you watched. I mean, there's a lot of teams. I was sitting pretty coming into yesterday. I think at least in the bracket talk wise, I finished. I finished the round of 64. I think missing 7 games, and and majority of those were all just upsets that I picked that didn't happen. Like McNeese State beating somebody. Um, Duquesne beat BYU, kind of killed me. That was one of them. But I mean, there's not that we haven't seen like a 15 over a 2 seed.
Right. We talked off camera about this. I think you're going to see that more and more. And, 16, 15, 14, maybe even 13 beating the 1, 2, 3, or 4. To me, that's surprising. But, like people want to act like the 8, 9s are a big deal. And I don't think they are. And a lot of times your 9s like Michigan State, right? One of the last few not in the play-in.
Should have been 9 seed, but
What's that?
They shouldn't have been a fucking 9 seed.
They shouldn't have been, but the tournament the last few years I've been thinking about. They've been putting these last few teams in right there. 9, 11.
Well, that's the thing is, but my argument with that is so Michigan finished what 19, 17, and 13 or whatever last season.
Right.
Michigan State finished 19 and 13. I mean, cool. They played 2 more games. But what's the difference compared to that now?
Well, and that's kind of my point.
I think it's more just the NCAA dick riding Michigan State for Michigan State being good and consistently being able to make runs. And Aaron, I don't know if you've seen it, but Aaron, everyone knows Aaron if you watch a show. He had during the Mississippi State game, he posted on Twitter and was like, January, February, Izzo, and I replied to it and I said, I was like, I hate you. And I said, Izzo's made it past the first week of the tournament 3 times since 2015. It's almost 10 years. She's made it past the first weekend 3 times.
Right.
They aren't. And like some dude replied and was like, I think you're a little overboard on that. And I said, no, I'm not. He's an underachieving coach. He has a top 10 team every year in the preseason. But he never ups it. And he said he pulled the old Harbaugh trait last night. I don't know if you've seen it. Izzo did. He said, I will get Michigan State back to being dominant or die trying. And I was like, well, good luck, because I don't know if he's lost his touch or what. I mean, but he's never, in my opinion, he's a great coach, but not an elite coach.
Yeah, and this isn't this isn't rivalry hate. I just think that
no, it's not for me either. When I'm saying this, it's not me hating.
There's a point where it happens to every coach, right? And yeah, I feel like he's a really good coach. He has ridden his early success, his reputation.
That's what, in my opinion, that's what got him to the tournament was the reputation. Was the reputation.
Absolutely, and I think that's fair, right? Even though it burns me because they're a rival, but I think that if you're a borderline situation, it's kind of like heavyweight boxers. The tie always goes to the previous champion, and I think it's okay to get the benefit of the doubt, but the game's passed him by. I just think, and he's getting guys to play for him based on his really his biggest years of success were late 90s, early 2000s, right? Flintstones and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And up until recently, he's had 11 first round exits from the tournament. So that says a lot, right? You know, if you're going to give him the Mr. March, you also got to give, hey, if he wins that first game, usually, you know, it didn't happen this year, but usually he's going to have some success, right? But if he doesn't win that first game, you know, he's just not good. So I think he's one of those guys that's a little bit out of touch. You know, he probably hates the portal and the NIL too, and that, you know, that's a struggle for anybody. If you do a job that, you know, basically the same way for 25, 30 years, and all of a sudden they reinvent the wheel on you, that's hard to adapt. And that, you know, that's kind of what I was getting at with the Dusty May thing. You know, young guy thinks a little bit differently outside the box. I really like, and not that it affects his ability to coach or anything, and maybe it does, but I really like that he come up. You know, he started out as a ball boy for Indiana, so
Yeah.
he knows everything, the ins and outs, you know, and he's going to appreciate people and maybe appreciate his staff. And, you know, looking back, I think that was part of the problem with Juwan is that, you know, I definitely think there was a good amount of nepotism there, but I think that he tried to act like it was an NBA culture instead of instilling an NBA culture, which I also think was part of Harbaugh's problem at first. But Harbaugh adapted, and Harbaugh come in and try to treat these guys like NFL guys instead of teaching them how to be NFL guys.
Yeah.
And I think that's when the program turned its corner. When, hey, I'm not just gonna run this NFL system. I'm gonna teach them how to be a pro football player, how to, you know, how to practice professionally, how to approach games professionally. And, you know, I think Juwan just wasn't flexible enough like that. No, and to be fair, a lot of guys aren't. And I don't have any ill will towards Juwan. You know, he will be
I don't think anybody
forever
does,
endeared to me for his
honestly.
Fab 5 years. And even though no, and I don't think so either. But even his first couple of years of success, a lot of Beeline guys, right? But he did have some success here, and things went south, and who knows why. And you know, I think that his open heart surgery had a lot bigger effect than he let on, or the university let on. And maybe he could have turned it around next year, but you know, I think the university made the right decision to get rid of him and go. So it's hard to say he didn't get a fair shake. It's hard to say he didn't get a fair shake because he was here, what, 5 years?
Yeah, counting 5 full. I mean, who knows what we would have did in the 2020 tournament or whatever, but
Right. So, you know, it's just time. It's just time for him.
and that's the
for
thing.
him to
I mean,
go.
I don't.
And
Nobody I've seen on Twitter, nobody I've seen anywhere has had any ill hate towards him. But I mean, we'll see. I think I don't. I mean, I don't know if he'll want to get back into coaching or not. He could go to the NFL, but not the NFL, NBA. But
yeah.
all right, I think I'm finally getting to the point where I can like focus on this and not focus on my mouth. 29 minutes into the show. But I mean, on the NCAA side, the March Madness side, I mean, I just think it's because of the talent. Like you said, the NIL stuff with you were talking about Jalen Proctor and things like that earlier in the show. It really comes down to the NIL at this point. And with that, if you're going to get your 16 seeds, you're going to be seeing upsets of smaller seeds, higher teams every time. I mean, I think I think for basketball, it's made NIL has made it better than what it was. And I think it made people more not consistent, but like consistent on what they're doing, like more competitive. They can use the money that they have. Where I mean, shoot, who that kid from Indiana State? I mean, there's an example right there.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Is that the dude, the great player playing for Indiana State? It kind of sucked they didn't get into the tournament because that would have been like.
It did. I was really bummed. I thought they deserved a shot. I thought they deserved to be in over 3 or 4 teams. Michigan State being one of them. If I remember right, they won their conference.
They might have won the regular. They didn't win the tournament, or else they would have been in. They lost that game.
Right. Yeah, I think they won the regular season. And I might be wrong, but to me, and going back to the the purity and the amateur part of college sports is and at least for now, the NCAA tournament is still by far my favorite single sporting event in college sports. It's fun to see these guys that you don't see come out and play, just like that kid from Oakland come out and shot 10 for 20 on 3-pointers, and and I think
it was
everywhere off balance, one leg, and it was like a video game almost. He was just hitting him, and I think he had 24 last night. So kid's a baller, right?
It was
6-year
funny.
guy.
I don't know if you've seen on Facebook. I seen it. It was someone made a meme when before that game against Kentucky, he had like 500 followers on Instagram. The next day he had 15K.
I did see somebody posted something on Twitter about his Instagram blowing up. So that's pretty cool. That's my favorite part of it is seeing these unknown or lesser known kids. You go back whatever 15 years ago, whatever long it's been. That's how Steph Curry made his name. He just come out. Yeah, he just come out lighting everybody up. So cool to see. I hope that part doesn't get affected, and I think maybe we even might see that magnified a little bit because, like we talked about with, I'm not gonna. The possibility for what I consider upsets is shrinking by the year, and who was it? It was either Stephen A. Smith, I think it was, Skip Bayless.
I don't like either.
Or like, it me neither. But if 18th ranked team beats, or the 20th ranked team beats the 18th ranked team, that's an upset. Well, okay, technically sure, but it's not. To me, those guys they're probably ranked where they should be, and who's to say that you couldn't flip-flop their rankings? To me, a major upset again is 16, 15, 14, maybe even 13, 1, 2, 3, or 4, and that's an unranked team beating a top 10 team. To me, that's the upset.
12 through 15 really is going to be your upsets, in my opinion. I mean,
yeah. So it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out, but a lot of changes coming, and I don't know. I just love the purity of college sports.
Oh yeah, no, and that's one thing. I pray that it doesn't get changed to what it's trending towards.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong, but we've now in college football, we've moved to 14 teams, right? We're going to do 12 teams next year. Or is it not completely done?
I don't think it's completely done. Let me pull up the article real quick. So I mean, I think it was going back and forth because profile. I gotta go back on our page. Hang on a second. So on March 14th today, I shared it. On3 reported the 14-team college football playoff is expected to be formalized within the next 24 hours, and I haven't, with the new format beginning 26. I don't. I mean,
That's the last thing that I saw too. Is expected to be
I
formalized,
haven't
but
seen anything else saying otherwise.
I don't like that at all. I think 12's fine. I think 12's
And
where it
if
should have been all
if you're
along.
if you're gonna raise it at all, jump to 16. So either do 12 or 16.
Right.
Leave it at that. Go to what the NFL does. Run the same NFL style, whatever. But
Right.
I'll tell you, that was probably one of the worst fucking things I've ever done. My mouth is.
Well, it couldn't have been that bad then because you wouldn't have any doubt if it was that bad. That was probably a Dorito, and your
I
acting skills
swear to
have improved.
God, that wasn't a fucking Dorito. My mouth is just now like getting back to normal, like where I can fucking talk. But
That's not bad. 30 minutes.
that was rough.
I was hoping for a couple
Oh
hours
God.
of pain.
Oh, it'll come. It'll come back. Don't worry. But I. God damn, fuck that. We ain't never doing fucking eating things ever again for a bet. Oh, dude, I kind of wish I would have, because well, just so everyone knows, I texted him earlier this week or like last week, and I was like, hey, you want to do double or nothing for, for this chip? And I said, for the NCAA tournament pick'ems, and fuck, it looks like I fucking should have did that.
Should have. So I was good. Do you like? I know you don't. I'll be shocked. But do you like sardines?
No, I
was gonna offer you the chip and a can of mustard soaked sardines instead of the whipped cream because I knew that I know the whipped cream is gonna be a non-starter.
No, I don't want to do that. But I mean, it is what it is. That, in all honesty, it wasn't as bad as what I thought it was going to be. But it was still pretty fucking bad.
Me neither. You got the baby hot chip.
No, that was pretty fucking bad still. The funny, fuck, let's just fucking. This is my whole. I agree, Aaron. I agree. You know who else is a good hire? Tony Alford. Don't try to tell me he's not. That he was on his way out the door.
Yeah. You know, something else I seen. What's their coach? They just hired Ebler, Ohio State basketball.
Oh, their basketball coach, Dibler or whatever. Ask Aaron.
Yeah. So there was a fair amount of Ohio State people whining that they didn't keep him, and I thought he earned that. You know, he come in and gave them a spark and kind of turned their season a little bit around. I thought he earned the right to get it, at least get an opportunity. But there was a fair amount of people that wanted Dusty May or said that, you know, and they were unhappy that they hired that guy, or they said, you know, May's the guy I wanted if, you know, the interim thing didn't work out for Diebler. So
Ohio State, I mean, since he's started, I don't really, he's lost one game, and I think it was in the Big Ten tournament. They're running through the NIT right now.
They are. Second place championship, good for them.
I mean,
yeah, and I agree with you, Aaron. You know, a guy comes in and gives them a spark, and you know their season was much like Michigan's, right? Just Michigan's, not Michigan's football season because we won a natty, but in case you forgot. But
they don't even, Ohio
the
State
basketball team, you know, we might have been slightly worse. But Diebler come in there and turned around, gave him a spark, and you know maybe that doesn't work out. But again, I thought he deserved it. But I think you know there's a lot of arguments for Shaka Smart. I think that's legit. But they may have reached out to him and he didn't have any interest in moving. Who knows? If that happened, maybe we'll hear about it a few months from now. But I think that was a home run hider for Michigan and for Ward. Ward needed to do that to, his feet have been to the fire for a while, and people were really pissed, when Harbaugh left because, and I'm one of these people. I think that he probably could have done more to keep Jim happy. And I get that, hey, the football coach isn't God of the program, even though he really is. But and I just with the baseball coach and the hockey coach and the football coach, and 2 weeks before he fired Juwan. I don't think this was posturing either. He was like, I think he deserves one more year, and then we just shit the bed the last couple of games, and I don't really think he had a choice. But Ward needed a decision that was going to excite the fan base, and
And it seems like it seems like it's like a 50-50 reaction, honestly, from what I've been seeing on Twitter.
Yeah, I really haven't seen anything negative.
There hasn't really been anything negative. It's more like I'm kind of iffy. That's kind of where I'm at with the hire. Is I'm iffy with it. I don't like it, nor do I dislike it. And I think that's kind of like how some people feel. Just because, I mean, yeah, he took what FAU to the Elite Eight or something like that last year.
Yeah,
Or
Final Four.
Was it the final? I couldn't remember if they were who made the Final Four or not. I know there's another team that was right there with them. But and then I mean, yeah, made it this year. Lost first game, which oh well. I mean, you're at a smaller school. Hopefully, with him coming to a bigger school, he can get recruits. My main thing is you can give Ward all the credit he wants for this hire. Cool. My thing is will he supply what he needs to make the program successful? And my question on that is probably not, because
So it sounds like that because Louisville was set to announce him last night as their coach.
Yeah, I know, I did see that.
And it sounds like we come in and gave him a bunch of assurances about the NIL and that type of thing. So talk's cheap, right? And there would have to be like a 180 turnaround in the regents thinking and stuff to make a big drastic change. But I thought it was Santa Ono has been really involved since he's been here in the supporting the athletics and supporting the coaches. And I thought it was a little bit unusual that he tweeted out as soon as he did about that. Like, he's the one that really broke the Dusty May hire. He's welcoming Dusty.
Oh,
May.
Yeah, it was
the contract isn't even signed. So
yeah, it's signed now. It's signed now.
It is now, but it wasn't at that point. And I thought, there. Not that I don't believe him or don't trust him or anything, but there's a lot that can go wrong, before that contract is signed. So I don't think, just the president or just the regents don't have the power to turn everything around. And I'm sure there's some hardcore get off my lawn blue hair boosters that are kind of holding it back to, hey, we don't want to pay to win. Well, yes, we do. And if you want to have sustained success in college athletics now, you have to play the game. You just do it, because you might get some guys, but you're going to lose your Hunter Dickinsons and things like that where they go. And you're never going to stop all of that. But Michigan needs to be more like the Ohio States, most of the teams in the SEC, and get a little more aggressive and a little more loose with their enrollment.
Let it happen. Stop it. We don't need to be this fucking too good to fucking spend money on people. Well, we're gonna be better than you without doing that shit. I'm over it.
Right.
I mean, it's just gotta happen.
I like that about Michigan, that hey, we can do it this way and do it right. But it's next to impossible now, right? There's just got we don't got to go all in, but we need to trend more towards pushing those gray areas and get them, because for years, especially in football, those are the schools that had the most success. Either they were pushing the hell out of the gray areas or they were ignoring them altogether. Um, and I guess you could argue that our football program did this last year, and look where it landed us. So I don't know, a lot to talk about. But we haven't had a pod since then, and you brought it up earlier. How about our new running backs coach? Right, took a lateral move from Ohio State to come here, and just like Madison and Washington, they left for OSU a while back. But I love to see it for the rivalry. I love to see, if you listen to the Buckeyes, he was a great coach
Up until the time he came to Michigan, and
until
now
he came to Michigan, and that was we don't want
he
him
was
anyway.
on his
He
way
won
out
the
the door
contract.
anyways.
He sucked. He did this. He did that. And, it's funny just to see that stuff kind of materialize.
I don't know if you've seen it. Did you see that? So remember, as we all read this week, found out Greg Scruggs resigned after his OWI stuff. Did you see that someone said to call up Larry Johnson from Ohio State? Their defense, which is like their pride and joy, is Larry Johnson. They're off their defensive line coach down there, and is like, I want to say it was Swanky that posted it. He's like, all right, Ward, give a call down to Columbus again to get old Larry Johnson up here. And I was like, that would be talk about. I mean, they already are out of their minds because just from losing to us. But
right,
I'll feel really. I won't feel bad, but being in Columbus in November is gonna be fucking way sweeter than it was in 2022 if we win that game again. Dad, there probably will be. I don't know. I might have some PSD because there might be some people jumping from the top of the stadium next season. But not saying I want that to happen.
Especially if we go in and win,
Well, I know that's the thing.
I bet you that it's real easy to be nice to opposing fan bases when you've won 15 out of 20 or
oh
whatever.
Yeah, no, this is gonna be fucking way different than what it was in 22.
You were there for the first win in whatever it was, 8-9 years, right?
18.
And
well,
now
8-9 games, yeah, technically.
And now we've ripped off 3 in a row. Yeah, it'll be. I think you're gonna get a reception a lot closer to mine than what your last memory was.
I've always said that, and that's why I was like, man, I told Brittany after I went last time, I was like, oh yeah, you've been fine going, but now I'm back to that thought process, like,
right.
I don't know how they're gonna react, but I don't know. We'll see. Fuck them. That's all I'm gonna say is fuck them. Other Michigan football news. Let me pull this up real quick. Like I said, Tony Alford replaced by Mike Hart. Spring practice kicked off on the 20th. On the 18th. That'll lead up to the spring football game on April 20th. Iman Dennis, Camerle English, wideouts, both announced they're entering the transfer portal. Michigan basketball, I'm just kind of spitting stuff out. We can talk about it. Michigan basketball wise, Doug McDaniels, George Washington III, Terrace Reed, all entering the transfer portal. Good. I'm not good because more Terrace Reed on that. I think he could have been a good big man like total here.
Yeah, for sure.
But understandable. I'm also not upset by it because I think this is exactly what we need to do, and especially with Dusty coming in. Just let's start fresh. If we have a bad season next year, oh well. Wipe the table, get it clean, get rid of everything that Juwan had put in. Like, he kind of already did that by getting rid of Sanderson, by getting Sanderson to that. And that irks me too. Is right there is why is the fact he got fired and that we still lost Sanders in the whole debacle is
So
Sanderson.
I think that was a fuck you to the administration because they didn't support him when he felt like, and I really tend to believe that because I love the fire and spark from Juwan, but I tend to believe that that was his fault. You know, it involved his kid. Juwan took it too personally, and it escalated to somewhere it needed to be, and that's fine. That really doesn't bother me. But you know, Juwan's had a track record of losing his cool when he shouldn't be. And again, I love the spark, I love the energy, but there's some things that you can't do. And you know, we ran a guy out that's been here. I forget how long he's been here, 15 years, 18 years, something. Um, under more than a few coaches, you know, and had great success. And you know, purely speculation, but I would just about guarantee that um, when they didn't fire Juwan when he was on a zero tolerance policy and
Yeah.
and didn't support him, he was like, hey, because you know, if he was comfortable with what happened and still wanted to be here, why wouldn't he wait a week? Because everybody knew that Juwan was more than likely gone. I mean, uh, Ward's a little bit of a wild card there, but he did pull the trigger. And if he wanted to be here, why wouldn't he just wait it out, you know, another week or two and see? And you know, like you said, when it was announced that he went to Illinois, that was a big fuck you.
Oh, 100% big fuck
to
you.
us.
Because
And that's fine. I think he's earned that right. But to say that wasn't personal is which he did. He come on, oh, that this wasn't personal. Yes, it was, motherfucker. Yes, it was.
oh well.
But I get it. So you know, you want to stick it to the man.
Yeah, I mean, you can't really control it that much. I mean, let it happen. Pro Day, Michigan Pro Day happened. What, 2 days ago now? 3 days ago?
Yep, 2 days ago.
We seen a lot of good. Of JJ apparently stunned. Per reports, I don't. About like I think it was Sam Webb, something like that. I think there was 150 NFL personnel in the house, and every single one of them was very pleased with what they seen of him.
7 head coaches, 20 something GMs.
Yep, I think he, from reports, is that he only missed 2 passes the whole time. We've seen the video. Everyone's seen the video on Twitter, all that of him making that dime of a throw to Corum, 65 yards
60
on the
yards.
to his on to his left side on the run.
Right.
I mean, that's the throws, and everyone, man, I there's so many people that are fucking underrating him. Except not, I'm saying like fans. I don't think the NFL is, because obviously a lot of NFL people are saying he's a top 5, top 10 pick easily. Sounds like right now maybe the Giants or the Commanders are his landing spots. I'm hoping he drops back to the Patriots, but I don't know about that one. Unless we trade up or something. So.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of good. I also read something the other day talking about pro days that Zach Zinner will be able to begin working out in like 2 to 3 more weeks. He'll be completely clear.
I just read that as we were getting on. He said he's like 90% there. He's pain free. It's mostly a strength thing now with his leg, right? They're saying second, third round, probably the first O lineman off the board.
Do you think? I mean, so we have 18 people who went to the combine. We have 44 people who've left, and I mean, all their names in the draft, but only 18. Well, I guess it's not 44 because I guess we got some back on senior and red shirts. I don't know. It's full. It's 30 plus, 35 plus. I do know that. We'll say that. Does that do just the 18? You think? Do all 18 get drafted?
Probably
That were at the
not.
combine.
Probably not. I would say 15 to 16, probably. But I will say Blake Corum made himself some money at the pro day too. And
I think he might go be with Jimmy. That's what it.
And I'm thinking so too. And how cool would that be? But they, you know, a couple things surprised me. You know, there was GMs talking about Corum, how fast his feet were and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no shit. have you guys not watched any game tape? His footwork is immaculate. That's where he's made his money, you know. But two is that on on that pass that JJ threw him, I
Oh,
was
he
like,
was.
man, he just looked extra fast to me. And
I mean, he don't got pads on and all
right,
that, but
and nobody chipping him and impeding his progress. And I get all that, but
and he's probably
man,
fresh. He was probably
he
fresh
just
at that
looked
moment.
fast to me, and he didn't look out of his element. I'm sure that Michigan threw some passes to him. I can only think of one, but
They didn't throw like anything deep. They would throw like quick screens and like some like out some like 3 yards and out, like
right.
three and outs.
But
I
the
think
guy looked really comfortable. And
the
why not
first,
utilize that? And I get that just wasn't Harbaugh's offense, but
I
man,
think
you gotta use the
his
weapons you have. You gotta find a way to get the ball into play.
his first touchdown of the year last year. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Okay, you froze up, so I did. Um, what I don't know if you were still talking or not because it
I got
froze
you
up on
still.
me. Okay. We. Well, I mean, I remember he made a play. Western Michigan game. We were there in 21. First thing, it was the first touchdown of the year went to him on a pass.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't. I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I'm excited. In all honesty, I mean, I think all these. I don't see all everyone who went to there was I think get drafted. I don't. I think what's the record? 14 draft picks in a draft, 16,
Yeah,
something
and
like that.
I think we beat that. I just the law. When you get into the later rounds, it's more about best available. So maybe somebody makes it, but I can't even think of I couldn't give you two names who I think that won't because I think it just depends how the draft plays out, right? Um, but I do think that between the combine and the pro day, that Michigan has earned itself some points in the way they've done business the last few years, and I think that gives some players that may be on the fence versus another play a little bit of an advantage because they come from a pro system. They've used the pro terminology. They've had a lot of success, right? Winning matters. So I guess I wouldn't be shocked if we've seen all of them and maybe a couple more go, but um, just the law of averages tells me that they're not all going to make it. But 15, 16, that's still really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I think I wouldn't be. Yeah, I don't. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see either way, whether they take them all or don't. Um, who's? I'll ask this: who do you think is going to be the first one off the board out of everyone? I mean, there's probably 3 or 4 of them that are projected first round, right?
Yeah,
Probably some of our offensive linemen. Obviously, JJ. I mean, I don't foresee um Corum being a first round draft pick just because running backs aren't
no,
utilized like that. I think he's
no, he's
honestly a late second, early third.
and I think if he goes anywhere between the fourth, that's really good. I think he's a late third, early fourth guy. But again, it just depends how it lays out. I do think we're going to see that the NFL's been kind of trending towards going back to the running backs a little bit. But it's so unpredictable. I definitely think he's worthy, but um, he's a workhorse, right? And that might be part of the concern. He's got a lot of carries on, got the knee injury 2 years ago, but I think we've seen maybe from the Ohio State game on Penn State, he's healthy. Um, really felt like the last few games, like the Big Ten championship and the playoffs, we've seen the Blake that we've seen last year and before. Yeah, I think that it just took him a lot longer than anybody expected to get back to 100%. And maybe part of that was the mental part of it. A lot of guys, um, when they're coming back from big injuries, struggle with that. So um, running backs it's just so hard to figure out where they're going to go and what. But I agree with you that um, Jimmy might take him if he's
Yeah, I
there
mean,
if he's there at the right choice. He might even snap him up a little bit earlier than what he's valued at because he
just the
knows him and
connection and
trusts him. Maybe
yeah, and I think as we all know, Harbaugh at Michigan was a great wasn't just a great coach, but as a mentor to the players, he was just as good. He's kind of like, I mean, we all know college, yes, it's about football, always has been. Now, I mean, you kind of get like the money aspect of it now, which, oh well, like we talk about. But those coaches aren't just in charge of teaching them to play football.
right.
I mean, it's just not, because I mean, you have these young men who come out 18 years old, 17, 18 years old, coming out of high school. Some of them going all the way across the country, being on their own for the first time. Those coaches are also in charge of showing them how to grow up and be adults
Right.
and be good men and leaders and things like that. And I think that's kind of one thing I hope Sharon Moore can continue to do, and I think he will. I don't think so, because I think Sharon Moore's the same way. He's a very inspirational leader. I mean, he has the heart. He loves the kids, I think, just as much as Jimmy did. I mean, Jimmy
Yeah.
always said, he said, I mean, look, he was the only coach ever fighting for players to ever get money for any TV time.
Right.
Any time. I mean, interviews. Yeah, the interview thing, probably because one, he probably didn't want to talk to him, but he wanted to put the players in the spotlight. The
Right.
players were the ones out there actually playing the game. The
Yeah, for
players were out
sure.
there. Yeah,
He just found a way that worked that took the heat off him and made the players good because he doesn't like that and he found a way to turn a negative into a positive for him, and I think that's great. And I think I will be shocked if Sharon doesn't have success at Michigan because he was handpicked by Harbaugh and for sure earned the opportunity, but he come in and proved himself enough where Harbaugh, I feel like, kind of latched onto him and said, "Hey, I'm gonna groom this guy, and for when I'm ready to go," and it just worked out. So, guy's got all the qualities, he's got all the tools, he's got all the resources, minus some admission stuff, I guess. So I think he's set up for success. He did great when Harbaugh was suspended. Penn State Buckeyes, and who else was at Maryland?
yeah, it was. Yeah, I mean, but it was our really the top three teams who played all year, back to back to back, and
Right,
I mean,
right.
that's when I won't go down that road because we've already been on for a little bit. No, I think if, just like you said, if Sharon Moore doesn't have success, I'll be surprised. He obviously has the hookups to get coaches. Um, I
Yeah, that's been the biggest surprise to me. Is
Because I mean, even though Scruggs got in trouble, I thought Scruggs was a great hire.
yeah, that's something that probably should have been caught during the vetting process, right? The guy already had two. Now he's got three. Hey, he's got a problem, right? One, and work hard, play hard, and I don't have any problem with this, and it's very common in the whole coaching circle, college, pros, whatever. Guys go out and drink. They work. They got to have something to unwind, shut them down, right? But when you make that decision to get behind the wheel, especially, you get one, you kind of learn your lesson, and then if you don't, two is, hey, idiot, time to catch up, But three is, and he probably won't because he's got the resources to hire a high profile lawyer, but average Joe gets three, and you're spending substantial
Oh.
time in jail here, So,
Oh yeah, 100%.
Definite red flag, and maybe they were giving him the benefit of the doubt after two, but they were at the chop house, right? And he was sitting for a green light. He sat there too long on a green light, and cop flipped his lights on, and there he was. And 15, 20 years ago, they throw him in the back of the car and take him home, and nobody knows anything. But that's just not the way it works anymore. I'm glad nobody got hurt. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to undermine the importance of the safety matters, but if you've had a few drinks in your life, everybody has gotten behind the wheel when they probably shouldn't have, and that's not an excuse. But again, 3 DUIs. To me, it's impossible to make an excuse for that. If you don't learn your lesson after one, and especially two, it's I don't know what to tell you. So and again, he could have called anybody from the university. He could have got an Uber. I also read in that thing he must have been he was like within walking distance of his house, and he was right outside the chop house. So he lived there. If you're going to go down there and have a couple drinks, and yeah, it's Michigan, yeah, it's cold, I get it, but if you're if you live 2 blocks away, come on, man, that's just dumb.
Yeah, isn't it supposed to be snowing again tomorrow?
Yeah, it's really sunny here right now, but it's still cold. It's 37 degrees. This is the most winter we've had all winter. That snow is all gone that we got. You want to know what's funny? And sorry, guys, this isn't Michigan related, but was it yesterday that snowed or the day before? Day before.
Yeah, it was Friday.
So grass was never completely covered here, right? And my mom lives 12 miles away. She got 5 inches.
Yeah, no, listen. So remember when I sent you that picture?
Carson's?
Of Carson. Well, I texted, he messaged me back and said he was in Jackson. And I was like, oh. He said that was in Jackson. I don't know where. He could have been over by Nanny, but yeah, no. Yeah, no, I was like, whoa.
Yeah,
Like
crazy.
that picture was way different. I mean, but I don't know. I was on a beach yesterday playing cornhole with no shirt on and got sunburnt, so enjoy it.
It's all right. You'd be baking in 130-degree heat here for too long, too.
Probably less than a month. But let me think here. Red Wings. Red Wings are somehow almost gave away their playoff spot, and they're somehow still holding on to it.
Barely.
Shit's fucking stressful because, dude, I want playoff hockey back, and I do. I mean, that's one thing is, I mean, yeah, having Larkin go out for 2 weeks and we lost 7 games until one game while he was gone, but
yeah,
having one player go out cannot be no, I can't fucking think. A recipe for success. I don't know why I want to say appetite for success. My stomach's starting to fucking hurt. like starting to get like small cramps. Not good. Don't even say
dude,
it.
that's gonna be the problem. About 8:00 tonight.
I also ate that. I also, like a dummy, I ate that in an empty stomach. So
Yeah.
That's all that's fucking cooking down there right now. So
Right.
but the Red Wings, we'll see how it goes. I mean, I think hopefully we can hang on. I think there's like 10 more games left.
Yeah.
Love to see playoff hockey, even if we get knocked out in the first round. It's a big step back and big step into the future. Tigers start in 4 days, I think.
Yep. I
Opening
think
days in
that's
like
right.
4 days.
So,
They've looked
so
good
real
doing some
quick to
right.
go back to the Red Wings, I thought they had a chance at making the playoffs, right? It really wasn't an expectation. I think that's where most everybody was at. But before that, trash patch, they were playing so well that
Everyone expected it.
it was like
Everybody.
kind of like a foregone conclusion.
No,
And
like everybody did. We
so now it's going to be a disappointment if they don't,
and that's the thing. So like with that is the Red Wings had such a big lead in the wild card compared like how it was set up, where the only way that they were gonna lose it, even if they would have went 500 for the rest of the season, more than likely they weren't gonna lose that playoff spot. The only
Right.
way that they could have fucking had a chance to lose it was to do what the fuck they did. And I was like, yeah,
Right.
welcome to Detroit. I was like, awesome. But hopefully the rest of the season plays out well for them. I do just want to point something out real quick before I think we'll wrap up here because I think I need to go eat food. Um, uh, we need to have a conversation about your bracket here. I'm gonna take you and
Not a good year on the bracket.
let me zoom in on here, and I just want to show you guys percentage wise what he's at. Dad, what is that? Why does it say 26%?
Because that's where I'm at with compared to the rest of the country. I'm in the bottom 26%. What's so hard about that to understand?
I wish I would have made that bet with you. I didn't realize that it was that. Cause shoot,
So,
I'm in like
couple things there is that I would have taken it a little more seriously. And I'm not making excuses. My bracket's ass, right? But I had a problem with. I don't like the way that ESPN's is set up, their challenges and stuff, and I'm used to Yahoo's, and I created a bracket just the way the app and stuff is set up.
oh, did
to
you do it on
join
your
the-
phone?
Yeah. So I just kind of busted through one. On Yahoo, you can make multiple brackets. On ESPN, it's got to be the same bracket, right, to enter in all the groups.
Oh, it doesn't have to be. You can change it. There's a
Okay,
way. There's a
so
way to add.
I was having trouble figuring that out on my phone, and
Yeah, you get old.
because I usually and maybe I usually I usually make one or two that just kind of picking upsets that I don't really believe are going to happen,
Yeah.
and then I'll make a serious one, and I was only able to make one on there.
I had
So
it set up so you
it
could
is what
only
it is.
put one, so you could only get one bracket into ours, and that's probably how Gary had it set up too. Was so
Right.
you can only get one bracket into his. And so that's what I did. I added both in, and I was like, okay, we're perfect now.
Gotcha.
Because mine was the serious one. I was like, well, okay, I think I'm at like 89% now. I was at 97% at the start
I
of
know.
yesterday.
I was impressed
I was like, oh, okay,
and glad we didn't make that bet.
yeah. Well, I mean, you wouldn't have had to do anything. I wouldn't have had to eat the fucking chip.
No, but I would have. It would have robbed me of the opportunity that I had just a little bit ago.
It tasted almost worse than than anything. That's why I was gagging at first. That's why I couldn't swallow it. It tasted fucking horrible. And it was dry. It was bad. It was dry.
Well, maybe next year you'll have a better experience with it.
I'm not. No, we ain't doing a. I'm not. I will never ever do that. Fuck. I will never.
No,
make
that's
a
an
bet with that
annual
again.
thing. We're not getting
No,
away from it now.
no. We're picking something the fuck else. I'm not
No.
ever touching another one of those fucking chips. Ugh, that was bad. But I think that's all I got. No, it was. I knew. I think we both knew, and I think everyone knew that it was going to be hard for me to focus. Pretty much majority of the fucking show.
Absolutely.
I think it made for a good show for people out there watching. I think people enjoyed it. I fucking hated every single second of it. I'm about to hate probably the next 2 or 3 days. But there's what was that? I don't know. But yeah, guys. Well, I think that's it for this week. You got anything else, Dad? Just before we take
Nope,
off,
we're
you
all
want to talk
set.
about? I think next week we're trying our best, guys, to get back on a fucking schedule. Life and everything that's hit within the past month and a half, whatever. It's been a month, I think, since we've been on.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys tuning in today. We appreciate the output on the Tall and Taller tournament challenge. I think we had 45 people sign up this season, which is great. Great to hear. Hopefully, we can get our brand out there more. Than that's kind of the best part about it. And get our brand out there. People might not know it, see it. But guys, like, share, subscribe if you're on YouTube, and we will see you guys later. As always, go blue.
Hail.